Welcome gamers to Inkulinati. My name is Daz Tactic. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. This video is about a pretty amazing little game. It's a game with surprising complexity, some really good replayability. It's a bit like Darkest Dungeon or Slay the Spire, but with a tactical combat so much better. It elevates simple combat to a whole other level. It's very cool. It's not hex based or anything. You'll see that when we sort of get back in there. It does feel very much like Darkest Dungeon in the way that it works, but it just does it better. And it's similar to Slay the Spire or those sort of games. You do actually progress through a journey, fighting or going into goodie huts, whatever else there might actually be along the way. So, and that's what the journey is in through this side. I'm just going to go and play one of the journeys. So what you actually have through here, the Academy, which I haven't finished yet, is essentially the tutorial, and very well done. If I've got time, I might come back and sort of show you a bit of that as well. It just goes through the concepts and the principles of the actual game in a very engaging way. The journey, as I say, is the one that we're actually currently I'm currently stepping my way through, which is a little bit like an extension of the one that I'm currently doing. It's an extension of the tutorial essentially, where it still introduces new concepts and it explains things as it goes. Which again, I really like what they've done with this game. It's very polished with what actually does come through. A duel, which is essentially what we're going to be fighting in here as part of the journey. A duel is between two Inkulinati. The Inkulinati are the characters, or I guess they call them tinies, but anyway, these are the little characters that are sort of drawn in the margins of medieval manuscripts, and so they sort of end up fighting through the manuscripts and through the margins, which is what we're sort of playing with. The bestiary is basically just a thing that goes through the various creatures as you sort of unlock them. I won't sort of go through too much of these, but each creature has got its own abilities, etc. There is toilet humour sort of in the game to a degree, and I must say, if you're like I was put off by it when I sort of saw some of the marketing material for the game. It seemed to focus on it. It's not a focus of the game. So if you saw that as well and thought, oh, I don't know, it's not my type of game, if it's just all that it's going to be is a game about farting donkeys and rabbits that sort of show their butts and stuff like this, it does have it in it, but it's not the focus of it. And so I just want to put that out there. I'm not a Puritan by any means, but I just sort of thought, this looks a bit childish, the way it was sort of done. Like, for example, the donkey does actually have blow the bagpipes, or the next one down is farting the pipe, where it sort of will put a pipe in its bum and then fart and forces people to go to sleep because of that. Some of these also have, this one here I think has got Here Comes the Butt. So again, there's not much of it, but I was worried it was going to be full of it, and there's hardly any of it in the actual game. But the actual marketing material for the game did show a lot of that. So if that did concern you, and it did concern me, because I was thinking this is not a serious strategy game, don't worry, it really is a serious strategy game. So that was that was the only reason I didn't like it. I thought, if they're focusing on that, it means they're probably not focusing on the stuff that's important. They have focused on what's important. The game is brilliant. So let's just have a look. You've also then got hand actions, which I'll show you in the game. A whole lot of different things. You can see there's all different unlocks that you actually have in through this side. It requires sort of like reputation or prestige in this case to unlock these as you sort of go through. I've only got like a handful of things actually unlocked, and then you've got different talents as well, which again, different unlocks through the future using your prestige. The beasts also are unlocked using prestige or other you can also use money or use gold to sort of unlock the different sorts of creatures. But as I say, very well done game. It really is quite interesting. Let's just go back. So that's the bestiary. The duel is literally just setting up a duel between two Inkulinati. But let's just continue our journey, because this is going to be a duel. This will be an interesting duel because you'll then at least get to sort of see how the game actually does work. So I'll try to explain how everything actually is sort of stepped in. So you just saw there was a brief flick back to the actual journey to get us to where we currently are. So this is like the last step this is the boss fight, essentially, of part of the journey that we actually have. So I'll step through what's on the screen, and then we'll get into the actual fight itself. So we're over here with Daz Tactic. You choose a character at the start. Whatever character you choose will designate, there's like a hand that comes in and moves the things around as if it's actually illustrating on the actual page itself. And so this is your Inkulinati. You've got different hit points. You can see I've got full hit points at this point in time. And so if we lose a battle, we then lose quills. Quills are our lives. And so for every quill that we lose, if we lose all of our quills, the run is over. So that's actually sort of how we then play the game. This is the starting living ink. Living ink is what's used to bring in your different forces, and they all cost an amount. Like this is 4, 4, 5, 6, 6, for example, to bring these different beasts in. And so we've got the different sorts of beasts that are going to be coming back in through this other side. They've all got hit points back down the bottom through here, plus when I hover over them, all sorts of different abilities in through here as well. Then we've got like the actual Inkulinati, or the tiny, which is what these are going to be called on the map, abilities. And so we've actually got like things like pushing, move left, move and move right, swatting units. We can put them to sleep. We can also then go and put down like a desk with clothes, which essentially is a block. It stops things from actually happening. And we have a couple of talents which is sort of there as well. Now I can change things around if I've got things unlocked. So if we just go across to change army, for example, I may decide, okay, look, I don't really want to have. I've got 5 melee forces in through here. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's get a bishop in. So let's go and get rid of, for example, this rabbit here, which cost me 6. And we'll go and place in a bishop cat, for example. Now, this is where I was concerned with the, also before I started playing it, I thought it was going to be too cutesy or too, not serious. Remember, these are the doodles. These represent the doodles that were done sort of in ancient, well, not ancient manuscripts, in medieval manuscripts, where they did actually draw the, sort of weird and wonderful creatures, like things like this, for example. And this, you've got like a hand that's sort of coming through with a spear or whatever else it might actually be. So before I went in, I had concerns about that. After having played the game, I no longer have any concerns about it. I've got to remember to try to say things so that at least I cover it. Let's get rid of this one here. And so we'll just go and click on that one through that side and throw in one of our ranged units. So I'll just go and grab, we've got a bow-wielding dog, and we also have a bow-wielding fox. I think I might grab the fox. Okay, so this is going to be our actual fighting force. So this will give us a bit of a range of the different sorts of creatures that we can actually then sort of actually have in the game. So this will be good. They've all got like a different starting ink amount that we have to then sort of make use of in the actual fight itself. And so we'll just go next. Now, the apocalypse type is going to be a fire. So the battlefield will shrink every chapter until it is devoured by apocalyptic fire. So after 4 turns, after 4 rounds, fire will come. So we need to have done enough damage to Godfrey to win the fight if the fire is there. We're going to start off in an interesting little area where we've got like some raised platforms on either side. The 2 Inkulinati, or the 2 tinies, are going to be sort of set up in this area. So we're seeing the actual manuscript itself that we're going to be fighting on. Every 1 to 3 chapters, there's going to be some sort of glade event which will occur, and every 1 to 2 chapters, there's going to be an ink drizzle where there's going to be sort of more ink left on the page. Ink is where we get our points. So we're coming in with being able to start with living ink of 14, which means that we're going to be able to do 14 worth of these droplets to then start the fight. So I hope that all makes sense. They've got 1 less character, but no, they've still got they've got like one of the bow wielding dogs. They've got a spear wielding dog, a sword wielding dog, and they've got a very, very powerful mighty dog, which they probably will not be able to afford. They've only got 16, for example. So I don't think we'll see that one in the actual fight. Okay, so let's get started, and because this probably isn't making a real lot of sense. We also have then gold, which is used over the course of the run to then go and buy items and improve your statistics, and then you've got the prestige, which unlocks the different beasts that you can then have playing for you. And so these are beasts that fight for you. Just go next. And in an unfamiliar meadow where the two towers once stood, something or other, something or other. If we just go back up and just use the WASD keys. So once stood a legendary duel between two Inkulinati was about to begin. Here we go. So what we end up having through here, when we have a look at it, we've got ourselves up in this side, which is represented by this character down through this side with 24 hit points. Now, this is the one that, when again, hovering over it, there's such good information in this game. It is very, very well done. Now, I happen to be covering my my character, so that's okay. I'll just leave the ears so that they pop out from either side of me. There we go. Is it wrong way? That's sort of the way. There we are. Anyway, so these ink blots, if we can stand on the ink blots, we then pick them up. We pick up 3 living ink at the end of the turn. So it's very important that we control those. If we get pushed off an edge, that's a big problem, because then we're going to die. So anything that gets pushed off the edge, either at the back or at the front, is going to be killed. They've also got, like Godfrey is backing through this side. They've got like a large pot of beans, and so they cause a big explosion when destroyed. It can be pushed back, so we may end up trying to push it, but he's got the same sort of arrangement in through this side. The different layouts are also can be random as well when you sort of are playing the game. It's as I say, quite engaging. The help file in through here is very, very good, and so it goes through the various various elements like tips and all sorts of different things. Like it's if I just go to tips, for example, it's just going to then go through the icon at the top of the screen, switches hints on or off. So it just then is pointing to it. You just click on next, and so it just goes through. But it really does cover, like, boredom is an aspect of the game that encourages you to use different creatures every battle. Now, we don't actually have any boredom that's kicked in, but what the boredom factor does is if you use a creature a lot in a fight, it will then become bored, and so it will then cost you more the next fight, and then there's a cooldown effect, so that slowly it will then cost less and less again until it's just its base amount. We don't have any boredom in this particular element, but there are different sorts of factors that will then impact what does happen through there. I'm not making much sense with that one, but anyway. Now, we've got these certain amounts that we actually have. Now, we've got 14 to spend initially. I really want to be standing on as many of these as I possibly can. So I've got 4 of these now. 4 4s are 16, so I can't quite do 4 lots of these basic things, but I can do 3. So I can do so I don't have to sort of go to. I can sort of get like a more expensive one back in if I needed to. Let's do that, I think. Let's go and grab one of these swordsman dogs, which are quite powerful. I mean, these are cheap. I think what I might do is I might just go and I'll grab a bow-wielding fox. If I get a 6, a 4, and a 4 initially, that will actually be fine. So you can see when I hover over things, there's like little green areas that sort of show. This is where I can place them. So I'm going to place this one up here. And then you can see that the little blue hand comes in because we are playing as the blue character. So we've got that one. I can bring another one in, but I want to bring in some number 4s, like some, I've got 8 left. So we want to be standing on as much of this ink as possible. So we're going to get 3 ink next turn. You can see +3 for the next turn. Let's go and bring this axe wielder in. And I'm trying to sort of just go to the back end of these, so that at least by the time that they sort of come in closer, we're going to be a little bit further along. So let's just go this way. That way we'll end up sort of taking this blob of ink, and we just want to grab this blob of ink back in through here as well. That way we've sort of covered the areas where we can be pushed off the edge of the margin. So we'll just go back and grab one of these spearmen, I think. And so we'll just go and throw that one into there. We can only have 5 of the beasts in the combat at any one time. So he's going to have got 16. Now he's natively got +2 coming in. I'm not sure why, but we've got +9 next turn. So we'll now just now the other thing we can do is push our characters or push things along. So move right, move left, draw a chest. I can actually draw a chest, which would actually slow him down a little bit. I might do that. There's a cooldown of 3 there. it's just going to mean that we're going to need to sort of try to milk as much of this as we possibly can, I think. Let's just go this way. So we'll drag that one in. So that's now that's now another obstacle in the actual way. And I don't really need, I can push my character along a little bit as well, but I think I'll just keep it where it is. And then we just go to sleep. Then now drawing in the different characters. The characters come in asleep, by the way. All right, he's only brought in 2. Now we've got 9 that we can now sort of start to make use of. Now, explosive obstacles, this is just a little bit of explanation, showing us what different sorts of things are going to be exploding, like the beans will explode. So these obstacles explode when destroyed, inflicting damage to all beasts in range. So now, we're not going to be able to, if I just hover over the bow is not going to do enough damage to sort of get anywhere. What we'll do is we'll still just keep on bringing in units if we can. So I can bring one of these out to go to sleep here, for example. And that way it's going to be on top of that particular area. And I've got 9, which means I can still bring in 2 cheap units. And it's very important that we get this this living ink. Now, if I go to there, I've actually then got a shot. But I then lose out, like if I try to hover over this one here, you can see I've got a shot to there. This one here has got a range of 6. So if I did move to there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I could do damage to this and get ready to explode anything that sort of goes in that way. We do that at the expense of getting ink, but let's just go and do it anyway. So let's just move down into this side. I can sort of zoom in and out as well into the different areas. Let's just go down to that one. And then we can use the living bow to then go and do damage. You can see where the bow can now go, and let's go and start to set this one up. And so you can see if we do explode this. Oh, hang on, I can't go past that one. Damn it, that's actually not good enough. I'll just go back and I will actually go and move up into one of these ink splots. Now they're going to have to shoot. Actually, they can get me past there, so because they're coming from a higher angle. We're down to half our health in through that side there. Now it's our turn. That one can't really move anywhere. I'll just go back in now and sort of bring in some other units. If I go and click on this unit here. So I think what we'll do is we'll just bring in, again, more to bring in the different bits and pieces. I've got 9 to spend. I might bring in a bishop cat. And we've still got 3 coming back in. Now we can push. Yeah, you can sort of see with these sort of where they can go. I think we're still okay there. So let's let's leave that one where that is. Yep, so I won't do anything else there. I'll put this one back to sleep. And then we've got these different characters. Again, I just want to stay on these ink splots a little bit. I've got 4 units in there. We're getting plus 12 next turn, which is good. So I'll just leave this one where it is. Just go back to sleep. Bring in more archers. And more archers, okay. And leave that one asleep. And that's the last one that we actually had there. We've got 16 now. And we've now used up some of these ink blots. And they're now starting to do damage to us. So you can walk past the different areas to then sort of do other damage. Now, We've still got one more unit that we can bring back in. So if I just go and grab my Inkulinati, I can then sort of start to bring in other forces. I will be wanting to do damage back in through this side. So what I might do, these guys can now sort of move up and do things. So that one there can't move far enough. The cat, I might just move this one up to there. This one can't move anymore, that's asleep. And it can't really do much at all here. So what I can do is I can get it to prey, but I'm not ready for it to sort of do anything with that just yet. It's now asleep. Now we can't fire at anything that's right next to us. So we can't actually sort of do anything there. I can move back to there and then shoot at this one. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move... Actually, I can move that one up back there and do that. I can't really move this one. I can move that one to there and then do damage. Yeah, I might do that, I think. So if I move to there, it goes to sleep. So if I just move this one across to here, this one's got a range of 2. So it can actually sort of do some damage in through here. And then when it comes in, you'll see that it's like a little bar. This is like an accuracy count. And so we have to try to get it to stop on the 4s. And I'm pretty bad at this. There we go. You just got to click and then click again. Click to get it started and then click to finish. That's down to 5. We're down to 2 there. And yeah, unfortunately this one here, can't do much with this one, so let's just move this one back. Oh, I should have left it there. And we just need to heal this one up. So I'm going to move. See if I can actually do the healing from here. If we do the heal target, yeah, I can heal this one up. So I'm just going to go and do a heal using the Bishop Cat. I do want to stay on the on those ink spots if we can. All right, and what have we got left? We've still got our main character here. We can still bring in one more unit. They can also bring in one more unit. I think I'll bring in another another melee type unit. So I'll bring in the swordsman. Alright, so there we go. It's, as I say, it's a very interesting game. Now what we might do is we might move, if I move this one up, if I push this unit, if I go to there and push it, it's going to end up over here. And is it pushable? Beast become unpushable, so I don't think, yes, I can do it. Yeah, so we can just move that one up. So we push it past where we can't do anything else. And so that's now sort of, that's now done. I've got to push left as well. I've got one that can sort of, where I can move this one back in towards us. Or I can even drag some of these across as well. Like I can grab, as long as it's within range. No, this one here is in range. Actually, that one there is as well. You know, I might actually do this. That way we sort of end up... Oh no, that's not pushable. Okay, so we can't actually do that one there. I don't think I can do any of these. No, so that's okay. All right, so we'll just end our turn here. Yeah, will there be anything dropped into the fight? Yep, Apocalyptic Fire is now going to be starting. So we have to be careful of that. And that's going to then start to sort of move through the battlefield. It's coming after us. I'm just going to focus on these units here for a little while. Now that one's down to 5. If I grab this one here, I'm going to have to push myself to the right eventually, just to sort of move away from these other zones. We can't bring any more of the beasts in, so we've now got all of our beasts. That one there can't really do much just yet. There's no other inks anywhere. So now we have to start to push our way forward. I'm going to push myself forward one, which is going to then extend my range. And if I push left, I think I can actually push that one. No, I still can't. Okay, in that case, I'll leave that one where we are. And I can actually now put another chest in if I wanted to, just to sort of block things up even more, but we don't want to do that. We want to sort of take these on. So let's go and put the main guy to sleep. This one has actually walked in. That's interesting. God, they're really going after us. Okay, so now I can march into here and then blow this thing up. But I'm probably better off just attacking this. If I use this one here, do a hail of arrows, I can sort of then do them into this group in through the side. So let's go and hit these. Don't think I did very well there. Yeah, hardly anything. It's got the halo. Now I can't move this one in. I need to do a kill here, and I'm not going to be able to do this with this unit. So it's quite congested. Okay, we can get the kills here, so this is actually not too bad. So let's go and start this action here. I shouldn't have put that there. That was a bad move on my part. So again, I've just got to try to get my dexterity to be able to click on these. There we go. So that one's down. That's good. This one's now asleep. Now they've got 19, so they can bring more in. This one here, can't really do much with it. So I'm just going to go and attack. Now this is a bit of a problem because we're going to be attacking our own guy. What I might do is I might push this one. He's going to then push right in front of Godfrey. Right into there. He's now asleep. And he's now swatted us. And brought in one of his powerful units. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem. And he's actually now pushed us back. Okay. Well, that didn't work all that well. It's interesting. It's intricate. And I really can't do anything else here. Yeah, there's nowhere else I can really end up going. So I might move the other one back down. I might move the Nicholas down into this zone in here. Now he does have gives a double halo to a friendly beast. This will then improve what they can then go and do. So we can only do it up to this level here. Okay, let's go and do this. So this thing gets like an accuracy 2, damage +2. It does make a big difference. And then this one up through here, can't do much else with that one. So these then become fires. Unfortunately, they're getting all of the ink. Yep, so it's moving itself out of the danger zone. And we've got a few things here now that we have to try to get some kills. because we have to move our cat out. Well, let's go and shoot this one. Get that one killed. Unfortunately, that one's come straight in. God, we're losing too much health here. What about you? He can actually now go back in through here. And I wonder if we push this across. If we do that, there's a chance, if I blow this thing up, that will then blow up and do a lot of damage to him. It'll also hurt our guy as well, but let's just do it anyway. He's down to 19. Okay, this has opened things right up. Now these do double damage, like to 2 different units, so let's just go and do these. Okay, the first one we got 4, the next one only 2. Did a push. And just move this one across as well. Now we can do another heal. Just get that one back up to a little bit extra. I can't move this one anywhere, so I'm just going to leave that one there again. We haven't played this very well. Now we've still got this one here where we can start to push some units around. If we push... I can't push that one. I only get to push where mine are. Push myself right into the front there. I can't heal myself, by the way. That's why I haven't been able to do anything else with that one. If I... Yeah, so we're both in identical positions there. I might move the dog back up again. Oh no, I can't. I'll move the bishop up. And in terms of reshuffling, it's not going to help me that much. Yeah, there's nothing else that they can really bring in that's going to do massive damage, so that should be okay. We'll just I'll just leave it where that is. Actually, I haven't noticed all this before. Right, so now we've got more fire coming next turn. You're down to 6. So we now need to grab this one here. We'll do the pushing of this guy. That will then kill it into the flames. That gets rid of his best unit. He's still got 20 points though. Now if we push this one as well, one's asleep so I can't do anything. Okay. And he's put us into the where the flame will be. That's interesting. That's clever. And he's put a guy in here. I think we've lost this fight. It's very intricate the way it does work. And he's down to 19, but we're down to 6. I'm going to have to move myself up. I've still got this guy here. But what can we do? What I can do is I can grab this one and push this one back into the flames. Great. Okay, so that does him a bit of damage. Now, if I go into here and push, does that then win? I think it does. Bang! We did it. Fantastic. So we actually got through that one. See, you can get an idea of just how intricate this actually is. It's very, very intricate. So I wonder if this is actually the fight. I don't know if this is. I've got no idea. I haven't been reading what's being written through there. But anyway, it was quite cool. So I'm filled with pride. In my opinion, I'm the winner. Ever heard of moral victories? Yeah, so they sort of we struggled there. That was quite a struggle. Just go next. There's all sorts of other intricacies with this, by the way. That was just really touching the surface. And so that's the end of like a major part of the story. You can see there, this is the boredom factors that sort of come through, the boredom status. Because I used these in the fight, I didn't use multiple of them, which means that there's just a boredom factor, which means that the cost of them next time goes up by 1. So we need to then sort of have them rest or we need to do different types of fights to then sort of get them to be okay. Just go click on OK. We collect all the rewards. We'll just take all. Now we do actually we can go and pick different beasts. So again, we've got things, for example, like this is a snail which sort of devours things. Let's go and grab that one. Hand actions that become available. What's this? Mass Awakening. Wakes the beast from its nap, giving it an additional turn in this chapter. That could be very useful. 4-turn cooldown on that one. That one is awakes the beast from its... Yeah, okay, this is a single. What's this one here? Mass Awakening. Let's just do the single one. I think that would be good at a 2-turn cooldown. Talents, we then get to add in other things. So this is bleeding. So bleeding beasts and tinies lose 3 health at the end of the chapter. Can only be cured by miraculous healing. This one here is Living Ink. Hang on, sorry, what's this one here? Moving enemies with a hand action inflicts bleeding. Yep, and so that would actually then... so the hand action, moving them around will actually cause them to bleed, which could be good. Beasts with a base cost of 6 or less, 1 drop of Living Ink cheaper. Actually, I've got a lot of them. And then we've got grants 3 drops of Living Ink for every friendly beast that dies. I think we'll go this way here. So Godfrey's then sort of saying, I'm quite confident you were cheating. That's not fair, is it? So there's just like a story through part of this progression. Just go continue, and then we'll go into the next phase of the story. So this then sort of shows you we now have got an Inkulinati deal a duel back in there to sort of win. Now we've got different sorts of fights. Like this is a beast battle where all you can bring is beasts. You don't bring your Inkulinati or your tinies into this particular one. But then you've got different progressions again where you go through. This is a tiny versus wild beast. In through each of those, that's an elite tiny versus wild beast encounter. So you will be rewarded with a new beast if you win that one through there. And these ones here, you sort of get other different benefits as you go through. So very much like Slay the Spire type arrangement with the way that this sort of progression does work. You've got different sorts of jugglers attend a performance to reduce your boredom. What's this one down through here? Spend gold to increase your prestige. This one here is a wayside chapel, so pray to reduce boredom to regain some health. So we're down to 11. So it's just an ongoing progression. So we have to sort of try to protect our guy. The first fight, he'll be fine. He'll actually pick up a little bit of extra in through that other side, and then so on and so forth till we get to the next boss battle. It's very, very engaging. Anyway, I've gone over time here, but you get the idea. I haven't there's so much more in this game than what I've actually been able to cover. But anyway, this is as I say is the actual progression. So the next type of fight, these are all different types of fights until you get back to another duel. So we did win in the end with a lucky push. But it's quite strategic, like I was doing quite poorly there. What else is there to show you? if I just go back out, this is the, of course, just the character screen which we saw. So we've done all that. We've now got this one as well, which I probably would bring that one out and bring this one. See, this one thing I didn't use was forcing anything to go to sleep. I'll bring the bell in. That I completely forgot to use this nap one, but that's actually an awakening as well. Just go back to next, and we then come back into here. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. I think that sort of does explain the game to a degree. It's, as I say, it's quite engaging. I find this so much more interesting than games like Darkest Dungeon or Slay the Spire, and they're great games. This is, in my opinion, because of the little nuances with the actual combat and positioning, it just elevates it just that little bit more to make it so much more engaging. I'll catch you guys later. By the way, I didn't actually even mention it there, but if you get a rear attack, it does extra damage. It's just a very, very well done game. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.